せーのでもそんなんじゃダメもうそんなんじゃほら心足がすりょもともと
Welcome back to our channel, you guys, two Geek Girls. We have our highlights on the Star Trek Discovery show so far that we wanted to share with you. If you are viewing our podcast on VidMe, go ahead and hit the upvote button. If you are watching on YouTube, go ahead and share so that way you can get a little discussion going on your comments as far as what your friends think about them as well. And be forewarned, there will be spoilers on this podcast. Nika?
So basically, before I get into the extra episodes, I will say that I feel the exact same way about Star Trek Discovery as I did as far as Inhumans. And what I mean by that is where it started off, where we left off, the last episode that we watched, I really wasn't encouraged as to where the season was going. Definitely wasn't planning on doing any more reviews. So we just caught up, what was that, last week, or maybe the week before last. And I will say that it was a vast improvement as to where it was.
Exactly.
It was just very slow. So if you're one of those type of people that says, if I don't like it within the first 1 or 2 episodes, then I'm not going to give it a try, then you probably would never get to the payoff of what has been the last maybe 4 episodes, and the back half was really, really great to the point that when it went off of the finale, I was like, oh, that's it?
Yeah.
And I wasn't expecting that. You know that we did a video, I can't remember when it was, and I think you actually did the video, and you were basically like, yeah, no.
Huge disappointment.
But they turned it around completely for me. Episode 3, which is called Context is King, pretty much is lackluster. It's just Brenham getting adjusted to life on the ship, and dealing with Captain Lorca. Episode 4, which is the Butcher's Knife, I forgot what the rest of that title is. Cares not for something. But anyway, on that one, it's still pretty much the same thing. It's just a little bit more what's going on. They're trying to get a warp thing going on, and they're trying to use an animal to do it. An intergalactic animal, I should say. Episode 5 is where it starts to pick up. Because Lorca, it's called actually Choose Your Plan. Lorca actually gets abducted, and when that happens, he meets somebody that comes back later on that deals with him. I think his name is Harry Mudd, and we learn more about the Klingons, and that there's one Klingon female, I forgot her name now, but she actually has a connection with one of the lieutenants that becomes security for Discovery. I'm going to talk about 6 and 7 together.
Okay.
And the reason why I'm going to do that is because 6 and 7 were the first 2 episodes where we really dealt a lot with the discovery or the science part of the show. We learn more about Brenham and her history with Spock's father, and we learn more in these episodes about everything that's happening on the ship, as far as more delving into more of the character development or the progression of those characters and learning more about their day-to-day. So for me, that was a plus. The final 2 episodes, 8 and 9, really knocked it out of the park for me. At that point, when they go to a planet, and while they're on the planet, they learn about the science behind the Klingon cloaking technology. So they're doing that exploration that we're used to seeing on Star Trek.
That's what I enjoyed too. They actually started to discover.
Exactly. And so that really, and that episode was so good because you got to see that, but then you still have that everyday plot of what was going on and what has been hinging through this whole entire thing, which is based on some decisions that Captain Lorca has made from episode 3 on.
Yeah.
Okay. Basically how that has interwoven into what is now the foundation of what's going on that ship. And you see that based on things that's happening with the science officer, based on the animal that they were using to create the warp, all of that. And it comes to the head in episode 9, because now that they are having this whole entire war, so to speak, with the Klingons, without telling you about where this heads off, we get to see the female again that we saw when he was captured. Okay, they now have access to her. And based on where they left off in this season, makes me really wonder how much that security officer is really down for the team. Okay? So, we know that obviously this war isn't going to end. Okay, because we've seen other iterations of Star Trek. But yes, exactly. But I will say, hands down, they did a wonderful job of bringing me back. I would say because of those episodes right there in the middle, I can't give it a B, but it's definitely a good C+. It is definitely something that if you can get through those first 4 episodes, you definitely want to just binge that whole thing. And this gives me promise for when we pick up, I believe they come back in January, that we should have a good rest of the season. Like, I'm not sure if they have 16 or 18 episodes, but whatever the remaining episodes are, my hopes are pretty high.
Definitely. I can imagine my rating going up for that as well.
Yeah, I definitely don't see me like, oh my God, they're back. I'm definitely
going to tune
in and see where this goes. So we definitely want to know from you guys, is the question of the video. If you saw Star Trek, what were your thoughts? Leave them in the comments below. Make sure to upvote, like, share, subscribe. And as always, you guys,
stay geeky.